Hey guys, welcome to Tech Time. I'm your host Niru, and I'm sure that some of you know about Apple's WWDC event, which happened last week, where they announced this new software for iPhones, iOS 11. And it's still a beta, but I managed to get it up and running on my phone. And there are actually some big changes to the way you use iOS, as well as some big changes to how it looks and how it feels. So this video is basically a top 5 features that are new or that I liked in iOS 11. Starting off with number 5 is basically the overall look and feel of using iOS 11, and it is probably the biggest change that you notice straight away when upgrading to this newer firmware. In fact, you can see it before even unlocking your phone, with the keypad having a new, fresher look, and there's also new animations when unlocking your phone, opening and closing apps, as well as more subtle changes like the font and that the apps in the dock don't have their name below them, as well as changes to the battery icon on the top. And there's also new app icons for the iTunes Store, App Store, and the calculator. Number 4 is the notifications bar. So in iOS 11, your notifications bar is now also your lock screen. Yeah, if you swipe down from the top of your phone, it takes you to your lock screen. And if you swipe up from there, you can see all your older notifications. And it's almost exactly like your lock screen. You can even swipe to the left and it will open up camera, just like you can on the unlock screen. And the thing is, if you're on the lock screen and you swipe down, you can actually see all your older notifications, like as if you're in your notifications bar. So at the start, this can be a little bit edgy, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty cool. Number 3 is the iPhone's very own personal assistant, and I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. She's been on iPhones for ages now, and this time they made her smarter and more conversational, as well as giving her a human voice so she can actually change the tone in which she speaks. And since she's conversational, you can actually ask her questions like, "Hey Siri, when are the Cavaliers playing next?"
The Cavaliers take on the Warriors in Game 5 of the NBA Finals on Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm hearing that the Warriors are favored to defeat the Cavaliers by 8.5 points.
And now for the first time, she actually supports live translations, so you can ask her questions like, "Hey Siri, how do you say subscribe to my channel in Chinese?"
I can't translate Australian English yet. Sorry about that.
Oh well, that feature is gonna be coming soon. And now for the first time, you can actually edit what you said to Siri via text. So if Siri misinterprets what you said, you can actually edit it with the keyboard. But the likelihood of you needing to do that is actually very slim because Siri has become more accurate lately. But I still don't think that Siri is as smart or smarter than the Google Assistant. And I know this because they did mention Siri at the keynote, but they didn't brag about it. If they did, then yeah, Siri could have been better than Google Assistant, but no. Before I reveal my top 2, I'd like to talk about a change that Apple made, which was pretty big but didn't make this list, and that's the change to the App Store. They didn't just change the app icon, they changed everything inside the app as well. So when you open the app, it takes you to a brand new Today page, which displays all these widgets about new apps that are uploaded and popular, as well as how to use apps which are popular, so how to use them to the fullest, I guess, as well as a all-new gaming section, which is exclusively for gaming apps. And you also have an other app section, which is all the other apps like Facebook, Twitter, basically all your social media and anything that isn't games. Alright, for the top 2, the 2 changes that they made were actually pretty big, and I couldn't decide which one should go first, but I guess that the number 2 spot would have to be taken by the all-new 3D Touch on smaller devices. This change, I'm pretty sure anyone who uses the iOS 11 beta missed, because not many people try it out on the smaller devices like the iPhone 5S, SE, 6 or 6 Plus. In fact, these devices now support 3D Touch. And now it's not the exact same as a 3D Touch on devices with the actual sensor. You still can't 3D touch on app icons because that just brings up the wiggly thing and then you delete or move applications around. But it pretty much works everywhere else except for app icons. So you can do it on notifications, on messages, control center, basically anywhere else but the app icons. And even the iPads now support this. Now this is pretty big because till iOS 10, 3D Touch was exclusive to the higher end models, the 6S and above, but now every device can support the 3D Touch. So in my opinion, the number one biggest change in iOS 11 is the control center. The control center now takes up the entire page and it has all these rectangles and squares with buttons and sliders on them to control things like Wi-Fi, cellular data, hotspot, brightness, volume, and they all fit in just one page. And Apple also added some customization to the control center with the widgets that show up at the bottom. You can actually change what is displayed there. You can just go into settings and add or subtract things you want or don't want, and then they show up on the control center. You can even have no widgets, and this is what it looks like, or you can have all the widgets, and this is what it looks like. I actually really like the new control center, but I can see a few people out there getting angry with the way it is because at first glance it does look a bit complicated, but you need to get used to using it to actually understand how cool it really is. Now before I wrap things up, I'd like to have one last honorable mentions, and that is a new animation when sending messages, or a new effect when sending messages. So when sending the message, you actually have two new messages now. One is called Echo and the other is called Spotlight. But I really like the Echo. It's like you send one message and then multiple of those images just show up and fly through the screen. And it's great for annoying people, like saying, "What are you up to?" and then sending them the message, and all they see is just this flood of messages saying, "What are you up to?" So there you have it. That's my top 5 features of iOS 11. And were there any big ones that I missed that you thought should have made this list? If yes, then leave them down in the comment section below. And sadly, that's all I have time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And make sure that you stay awesome till next time. Have a great life.